this now. That's totally...
Your event is starting. We're live.
We're live.
We're late because what a mess.
No, it's all good.
It's all good. A little bit stressful because
yeah.
we get all these monitors everywhere and new computers, new systems, and I don't know how this is looking because
no, we don't know.
We've got Macs and PCs and
do they communicate?
I don't know. So, I mean, hopefully we can get some response back from some people.
Yeah.
And is this thing working?
Ray.
Is this setup with
Ryan,
all these crazy
Aaron.
monitors all over the place working?
I just saw Morales, Dragwall, Julio. I guess we get to meet you in about a week and a half, and if anybody else wants to come meet us, where can they find us?
I can't wait to meet Morales. I see him,
Yeah.
like I keep seeing his shirts and stuff and seeing him. It's gonna be kind of cool.
Where are we gonna
Splash
see him?
Painting says, "What's up?" So,
But where are we going to be in a week and a half?
we're gonna be in Galveston, Texas, and
are.
hanging out at the painting expo. So, and what is tonight's topic?
Tonight's topic is it painting a room while pregnant?
Is it
dangerous?
safe? Is it safe to paint a room while being pregnant? And this is an interesting question. And John, we were doing some research on some topics, and John asked that and posed that question, and I'm like, hey, that's a good question, and this is a great topic to talk about. So we're talking about it.
We are.
You don't seem like so excited about the topic, and
Well,
so is it? I mean, you researched it.
I did a small amount of research, and it looks like we have missed Susan from Animals Are Angels, and so we're so glad she's with us.
Yeah.
And I think she is a nurse, and so would like to know your opinion. Is it safe to paint while you're pregnant?
If you have any input on the subject, just let us know whether you think it's safe while painting while you're pregnant. And,
Yes.
And to actually expand on that topic, when is it safe to bring a baby back in the room after the painters have painted and to spend the night in his crib? I mean, that's a good question, right?
Yeah. Do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, my kids are kind of normal, and I mean, I used to paint the rooms all the time, and they would be sleeping in there, and I'd be painting right around them.
Andrew has
stuff,
a public service announcement, and that is really right.
Do not eat Tide Pods
Yeah.
or eat paint.
Yeah, those are both bad things not to eat.
And especially eating paint that was like pre 1973. If anybody knows the exact date when lead was eliminated,
Well, they said
from
78.
78, because there used to be lead in the paint. So
And that was very bad.
yeah. So
I mean, I guess from the research that I saw is that, if it's older, 1978, and there's lead-based paint and you're doing sanding and prepping, not a good idea. But the newer paints, low VOC, no VOC, water-based, they have some chemicals and solvents in them, but not as many. And so they had a lot of suggestions, like, if you are going to do it, make sure you have good ventilation in the room, wear a respirator, wear gloves. They said don't eat in the room when you're painting. So, do you do that?
I eat all the time while I'm painting inside the rooms. But, I mean, yeah, so some of it's common sense, some of it's, doing the research. What's interesting is there's not a lot of research on this subject and not a lot of hard data and hard facts on the subject. But what is really cool nowadays, it's, I see you squinting your eyes over there reading.
I was reading something, sorry.
So, and did you see anything interesting?
You know what so the camera, it looks like it's focused that way, and then that's there. So it'd be nice to have the feed on that side.
How about if I do it like that? Does that make it better for you?
A little bit more over.
You want it completely over on this side? See, this is all new to us because we're trying to become like Mac
Because now
people.
I'm looking more at you.
So can you read everybody's stuff now?
I can.
I
got new contacts.
You did?
Yeah, and
new
so
glasses.
I did, and because we're getting old, and so I need bifocals. So.
Oh, you didn't look old on the soccer field last night.
Oh.
You tore it up.
No, I didn't tear it up, but I lived. I finished.
Did you score any goals?
I finished.
Did you score any goals?
Did I touch the ball? That would be more.
You played some good defense.
Well, I don't know. We're alive and we're one piece, and I think that's success.
So back on the subject about, is it say if I was, what's nice nowadays, they have paints that are extremely safe. So environmental regulations, EPA regulations, which in California they're extremely stringent, and those EPA regulations are spreading everywhere, even here in Idaho. The standards, we're starting to meet the standards that you have to meet in California. And so the paint companies, what they're doing is they're being forced to eliminate VOCs out of paint, and those are the volatile organic compounds, and those kind of things like the paint thinners, the lacquer thinners, the formaldehydes, these chemicals that go into paint that make paints dry faster and make them perform better. They're having to eliminate a lot of that stuff out of the paints, and those are the things that when you're breathing them, it's not even good for us as healthy people to breathe them, but if you're pregnant, you're breathing it, and then you're also breathing for another person inside you, and then a person that's very delicate. And so it's I guess it seems like common sense that you wouldn't want to be breathing that kind of stuff. Back in years back when the paints actually performed better and stuff, they're really starting to develop better paints with no VOCs. But sure, Williams has a paint that I know, it's called Harmony, no VOCs, no odor. And so no odor, no VOCs, and then they even got a paint that actually cleans the air, and it eliminates some I can't remember what some of the stuff that John and I think Zach is on right now too. So we got Journeyman John and Zach, apprenticeship Zach is on. So they're answering questions too on the computer. You don't see them; they're here in spirit. They're back. They're back at their homes answering questions.
Samuel Dawson said, I just asked my wife, she's an RN, she said inhaling paint is dangerous for babies. So obviously, there's not a lot of data out there because they're not going to put pregnant women in with chemicals and see if it causes miscarriages or birth defects. And so, you want to be better safe than sorry.
But I think it's interesting because some people will say, it's dangerous, and I think we would all agree that potentially it's dangerous, but then you got to understand, the paints now, is it dangerous to be pregnant and be in the room or painting with Harmony, which Harmony has no VOCs and no odors? So it wouldn't be good to spray lacquer, if you're pregnant. That's obviously would be probably dangerous. But if you were using Harmony, even though it has no VOCs and no odor, should you still wear a respirator?
Probably.
You probably should. It probably would be good. And and then the next question is how long after. So if you're using a paint that would say low VOC, because a lot of paints now are low VOCs, and those VOCs are actually coming off the paint as it dries. And so at what point in time is the paint dry and no VOCs coming off?
I have a question. I saw Stuart from New Zealand with us, and so thanks for being with us. But in other countries, I remember when we're in the UK, they do use a lot of oils and stuff still. They still, so
they still do use oil-based paints over there. So it depends on the country you're in, the paints you're using. Yeah. But here where we live, the paint's right on the paint cans. It specifically is labeled, and it tells you VOC contents and stuff like that. And so you want to be aware. Just regular oil-based paints, they have paint thinner in them, and that's how they're thinned and stuff. And so the paint thinner flashing off is adding to the VOCs. But to here where we are now, to eliminate oil-based paints, they've gone to oil-modified paints, which are water-based paints, water-based cleanups, and so that's lowered the VOCs. You're getting paints that act just like oil-based paints with lower VOCs. So if you're pregnant, I would be looking to the paint manufacturer, going in there and or if you're pregnant, and you're having somebody paint your house, ask the painters, do you use a low VOC or no VOC paint? I think if you're pregnant, I would want the painters to request them to use no VOC paints. Ask them specifically what they're using. Cheaper paints, the cheaper the quality of the paint, typically the more VOCs.
That camera's like right in the way. Stuart says we use them. So, I think that's the thing is some countries have more oils still, and I mean they're pretty obsolete, right? It's getting there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like over in the UK, I know they're like the whole lead thing over there and stuff. They're getting extremely environmentally conscious and stuff. But I mean, every country is different. I mean, they're getting very hard over here with the paint companies and making everything no VOCs and stuff. But
Andrew said no such thing as a zero VOC because what does VOC stand for?
Volatile organic compounds.
Because even in those, there is some stuff, right?
Well, there's, that's volatile organic compounds. So they're using, different things to lower those. I know Harmony is labeled no VOC. So, what is the definition of no in a paint? When you, that's something we're going to be doing some research. John and I are going to be researching more on this subject. This is something that just came up today and we wanted to talk about it, but we're going to have a show where we've really researched it and come out with more hard facts. But does that mean literally the zero number, or is it a number that's low enough to be considered no?
I think Andrew would be. It sounds like a little
bit
about it.
Isn't Andrew an engineer?
Isn't he kind of a smart person? I think so. So that would be a conversation maybe to
Mike would be Mike would be Molecule Mike.
Yes.
He would be a good one to ask. So we have a brother that's kind of a crazy engineer, molecule DNA tester type guy. He's DNA sequencer.
Well, we were planning on going down there and like looking under the microscope at paint and talking about the qualities and making videos, and we're going to, but now we're going to Texas this month, so we're not going to California this month. But anyways, I just saw that Cheryl wanted to know what's your favorite Sherwin-Williams paint for indoor.
By far, we've been testing a lot of paints, and
for Sherwin-Williams,
we've been testing a lot of paints across the board from paint companies, and then of course Sherwin-Williams is the most easily accessible paint and got the most wide variety of paint here, and so we've had the opportunity to test a lot of them. Cashmere is by far our favorite right now. Through all the testing we've done, we like Cashmere the most, and we're using it quite a bit right now. Cashmere is an excellent paint. Not no VOC, but that's a low VOC paint.
So Steve Gugliano said, who won the Paint Life indoor soccer game?
That's a good question. I'm the goalie.
And I'm a defender.
Yeah, we didn't win.
We did our best. We're playing with high school good kids, and we're not.
51. And we're playing with 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
so they kind of like handed it to us last night.
Yeah, they did. But we walked out of there, so that was success for me.
I think I blocked maybe 50 shots or something like that and had, I don't know, like a couple hundred shot at me last night. It's super crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I felt like I had a machine gun firing at me with soccer balls.
Yeah.
Point blank, 90 miles an hour.
Tooktown Painter, thanks for being with us. I haven't seen you for a little bit. And XX Dragon plays. What's the difference about each sprayer?
What sprayers? That's a good question. I mean, talk about airless sprayers or HVLP sprayers. If you didn't know, we are on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. It's growing. We're over 36,000 followers now. Instagram is Idaho Painter. We love Facebook too, which is The Idaho Painter. Check us out there. We're still in, it's about like 2 weeks or less. We're giving away one of the sprayers on our website, theidahopainter.com. I'm not sure which one. It's either the handheld or the HVLP. One is an $1,800 sprayer, and one of them is a $600 sprayer, the Ultra Max, and then the 9.5 HVLP Finish Pro we're giving away on 2 separate giveaways, and they're only going to be given away on our live show. You have to be here, and you have to be chatting. And so when we select the winners, that's computer generated. We're going to announce it. You got 2 minutes to say you're here live to claim your prize. It is only going to our live show viewers. So there's a lot of people that's entered, but I know that many people don't come to our live shows, so your odds of winning is really good. All you got to do is show up. And then we're giving away another sprayer when we're in Texas. We're going to be at the...
We're giving away a bunch of stuff in Texas. So if you want to come down and meet us and get some free stuff and have a chance to win some really good prizes.
Yeah.
So somebody wanted to know if we use Dunn-Edwards. Have you ever used their products?
No, they don't. As far as I know, there's no Dunn-Edwards up around here. They were all over in California. I did use them down there before, but it was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
So, no, I can't. I know Dunn-Edwards makes really, really good products. So I do know that. So, but I can't speak personally for them. But we got to get
Somebody said, what's date? So in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing
February 21st through the 23rd, we're gonna be in Galveston, Texas. So at the Paint Expo, it does cost money to enter it, and quite a bit of money because they're doing a lot of classes and stuff. So you can go and learn. It's a great place to go learn, get educated and stuff. And so one of the things about the paints too is
Galveston, Texas.
Is the VOCs when you paint the paint on. I mean, just while you're painting, there's VOCs being released as the paint's drying. From these chemicals that are in the paints. And after you apply the paint, when we walk out of the room, we leave, the paint's actually dry to the touch, but it's still releasing VOCs as it continues to dry and cure. So it's not like, if you're pregnant and we roll the room and we walk out, if you're concerned about, VOC levels and stuff like that and breathing paint fumes, well, there's still paint fumes that are in the air even after we leave. So it's a good idea to open windows, allow things to ventilate. So ventilation is a big thing. So ventilate well, and don't turn on your heater or air conditioner because the ventilation will actually circulate it throughout the entire house.
Yes, didn't we have work went on in our house a couple months ago, and we were in here and we could smell the paint like it was being painted in here. We were lacquering. I wasn't. A couple of my guys were lacquering our vanity, and it started smelling in here pretty bad as it came through the vents. At what point in time does the paint quit releasing VOCs? That's another really good question, and that's going to be from product to product. And you have products that I know, the product on this desk right here, it takes 30 days to completely cure. And so during that curing process, this product, which I know has got to have quite a bit of VOCs in it. When does it stop releasing them? That's going to be a good question, and there's going to be a lot of variables, that would cause that to be shorter or longer. So, but it's interesting because when we started doing research on it, there's not very much data at all, other than no factual data to say this is what it's going to cause, this is what it's going to do. Because there's just this wide array of chemicals and stuff that go into paints and stuff, and so you would have to test each one of them and have results for each one of them. Armando says something are agents that cause malformities to embryos like lead, and so that was one thing that we definitely found was that
teratogens.
Which he's studying to be a doctor, so I believe him. So thank you.
Teratogens. So what's interesting because lead. So lead, you got to be lead certified to work on homes that have lead-based paints, and we're typically I think it's anything 1978 and back that they used to put lead in the paint, and lead is one of the things that made paint perform better. And eventually they figured out that lead was bad for children, not necessarily for adults, but for children as they're growing up and stuff. And the lead, if they chewed on their crib that was painted with lead-based paint, or they're ingesting lead, or if husband or wife is sanding in a room that's got lead-based paint, and the kids in the house are releasing lead in the air, those kind of things are not good for for anybody really, but it's
For
especially
developing.
for developing children. It's not necessarily is harmful to adults, but it's developing children.
So, off the subject, people were asking about like when are we going to do the giveaway? Next Monday night we'll be here. We're leaving Wednesday morning, which is the 21st, to go to Galveston. So if any of you guys in the area, come down and see us. And then we will be back on the 26th, and that's when we're going to do the live giveaway on our show, correct?
The giveaway, when you go to the website and you enter the giveaway has a date that the giveaway ends, and that day is when it's set. That's the day we're going to give it away. So the one sprayer, the Monday we come back from Texas, we're giving away the one on the live show, and then the next Monday we're giving away the next one on the live show, but then we're giving away one at the live show, at the booth in Galveston, Texas. So the only way to enter to win is you have to go to our website, theidahopainter.com, and you got to enter to win there. That's the only way you're going to win one of those sprayers, and you got to just click a few buttons. You have to be, I mean, it was confusing to one person, but you have to be a subscriber to our YouTube channel.
Hi, family
and
man.
so once you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel, it allows you to do a couple other things to get multiple entries. If you just being a subscriber will give you one entry, but if you want more, there's other things.
We have
you
some
can do.
stickers, and I think we should write the number on the back just for old time's sake, and then people
Really?
that guess it. I think so. If anybody wants a sticker, we're gonna write a couple numbers.
How about you can give away an Idaho Painter sticker?
I'll show them out. And we package them together. Do
Really?
2. Yep. You're taking too much time.
There you go. If you write it where people see, remember people are
people
really
can't
good.
see.
They can totally see you write, and they're pretty smart. So
Okay.
we have a smart audience.
So they're those 2 numbers.
What does that do? Only supposed to, one person gets the 2.
Oh, okay. So we'll just do the first 2 people we see with that number.
Okay, here we go. All you got to do is send it to John. John's watching. From 1 to 50, the first is it 2?
The first 2.
First 2 people to guess the number get 2 stickers. So that tone would be John.
Yeah, but I'm giving him.
So John fired off a question that he saw on here. John Harrell's got a question, asked if we have dress codes, smoking policies, and general employee rules. So that's a very good question, John. So
but right now people are doing the numbers thing.
John's watching.
Okay.
So did you text John the number?
Yep. So the first 2 people with that number, John.
Because I saw Armando guess it. But,
I did.
But I don't know if he was first.
I don't know either.
We'll see. Dress codes, we'll get back to his question. Let me pull it back up. So John Harrell, asked about, where's John?
So do we get 2 winners?
John will text us.
Okay.
So we're addressing the question.
Okay.
So dress codes. Do we have dress codes?
Well, look what you're wearing.
So we do have, yes, I do have a dress code.
Yes.
And I'll start let's just go from head to toe.
Okay.
And so I really like my employees to wear hats.
Okay.
And I think when I was a police officer, I wore a hat, and I think it just it gives you more like command presence. You look more professional. And there was something they taught us in the law enforcement academy, wearing a hat. Just like the whole command presence thing. You want people to, obey what you say, do what you say, blah, 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 as a law enforcement officer. But I wore a baseball cap when I was a police officer. I think it just looks, nice, clean. So I would prefer my employees to wear hats. I don't require them to. They're not allowed to wear their own hat. So you can't come to work and wear just any ball cap or whatever. So
do you provide
I provide the hats.
Okay.
As many as they want.
Okay, so
if they get them, they can get a little bit of paint on them, and if they want another one, I'll give them another one.
Okay.
So now, we'll go from...
I know there's been winners. I've seen 4.
As John, I don't know if John's texted. He hasn't texted the 2 winners yet. So, so dress codes. So that's we're dressing dress codes. So we'll go down to the shirts. So I require my guys to wear only the shirts that we provide. And so we got 2 winners: Silverline Painting and Cheryl Sandig. So
I think Cheryl's gotten some stickers before.
Silver line painting.
You got to take a picture of where you're putting all these stickers.
2 winners.
Yeah, so you need to email us. John will type it in at live show.
You don't have, John doesn't take care of that.
Okay.
So the shirts, we provide the shirts, as many as they want. You know, and as soon as they get dirty and stuff, we want them to always look clean and professional. I don't want a lot of paint on them. And so I don't know if anybody's ever like kind of keyed in on this or figured it out, but the supervisors, which would be me and John, we wear blue.
Okay.
So we wear blue, and then everybody else wears white.
Okay.
And so they can they wear either a B&K painting shirt or a Paint Life shirt, and we're eventually we're not gonna have B&K painting anymore. Everybody's gonna be wearing Paint Life.
Even though we are still B&K painting.
But we're Paint Life.
We're Paint Life
B&K painting support.
You guys are all part of Paint Life too.
And so I like them to wear white because, and the t-shirts are white because that's traditionally what painters wear, and I want us to look like traditional painters. I require my employees to wear painter pants.
Not shorts?
No shorts. I don't allow shorts. I don't think cutoffs, and especially like just cutting them off. Don't like that. I don't think it looks professional. I don't want.
Isn't it safer though too?
We'll get to that,
Okay.
And that is true. So I want them. I require them to wear painters' whites pants, and we provide them. And so, and I don't want them getting all. As soon as I get a hole in any pant, they're gone. So they don't think it looks professional with holes in your pants.
Except I buy jeans that have holes in them. So.
What's that? And
My
isn't that the
pants.
craziest thing?
Yeah, I buy them with holes in it. But if you actually wear them out to have holes in them,
You look cute with holy pants.
why? Thank you.
So, and so that's the pant thing.
Yeah.
And so the cutoff thing. I just personally don't think it looks professional wearing cutoffs, so I don't allow anybody to wear cutoffs. But then I've kind of gotten a little bit slack in my old age. This last summer, I was thinking, but then what happens is
I was going through our shirts, and I found shirts that you had made with no sleeves.
But I never wore them.
But you must have thought about it. You had them made.
I had them made because there were some employees that requested them, and then I gave them to them. But then I didn't look professional, so I didn't like it, so I didn't do it anymore. But the cutoffs, it's a safety thing too, because the first time I wore cutoffs, I got stung by a hornet on the back of my calf.
Oh, and he is allergic,
so we're going in and out of bushes all the time, and the thing is, the guys eventually learn your legs just get all scratched up and stuff from going in and out of bushes doing exteriors. So it's a safety thing, so you don't get scratched, so you don't get stung, and so I like pants. Shoes, I require my guys not to wear. They cannot wear sandals, anything open-toed. It's crazy. I see painters out there going and power washing in flip-flops and shorts, like. And I had an employee one time do that.
Yeah, that's not the safest when you're working.
And it just doesn't look professional going in swim trunks. He was in swim trunks power washing.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't look good.
And flip-flops are not good. You should have protective shoes on.
So I like athletic shoes. I tell my guys, wear some type of athletic shoe that stays on your feet well. It's going to grip well on roofs and stuff, walking on roofs. Yeah. So that's the clothing thing. Smoking policies.
Yes, Armando.
That's a delicate thing. I don't think you can discriminate.
No.
But I don't have anybody that ever smokes for me.
You've had before, and I think the guy smoked in his car or something.
He went because I don't allow it. So if you
on
smoke,
somebody's property,
you're not. I would never allow one of my employees to ever smoke on the property of our customers. So they would have to walk off the property, walk down the street. I would require them to be at least one house down, so they're not smoking in front of anywhere around the customer where they would see it or the smell would bother them. So that's the smoking policy.
Eduardo Banda.
Eduardo Banda. Have you ever lost on a job? If so, how do you I'll answer. I got my phone, so you're like handing me that. So in general, employee rules, yes, we do have a whole list of employee rules and stuff, and we're really big on customer service, being polite to the customers. If you've ever met what did Cheryl say about somebody said about our employees today? That we have
Laurel.
said she had a friend or somebody that.
Yeah,
I mean, we
they're
have
very
absolutely
polite.
amazing crew, polite. I want them to be respectful. When we go into the people's house, we take our shoes off. When we walk out, we vacuum the carpet before we leave. That's how we treat people's properties. So I have a lot of rules and regulations when it comes to that. So
Well, respect. And that's the thing is,
Yeah.
is somebody's entrusting their property, their, it's their home to us. And so we want to respect it. And,
Eduardo Banda, have you ever lost on a job? If so, how do you go about it to finish? So
that doesn't make sense.
it's very, very rare that we ever lose on a painting job. And I have lost money on a painting job.
Oh,
and,
lose money. Yeah,
and so,
it happens.
And even there's been times like right in the middle of the job, you're going to lose. And that's, I mean, I just don't let it bother me. It's part of the education. We'll never, we always want the customer to be happy, 100% happy. So it doesn't matter whether I lose, I'll learn from a mistake and I won't make it on the next house.
That's what it usually is, a mistake. Yeah. And so that's the thing. If you make more mistakes than not, then maybe, you should change your career or something. But,
and we lost on one last year. There was one up at the cabin up there that we lost on it. And it was thousands of dollars we lost. And it's all right, because we'll just make it up on the next job.
Well,
we'll just,
and it's just all part of it. You take the bad with the good or the good with the bad. But I have a question from the family man.
Family man.
He said, my wife wants to start getting involved with business side of painting. Where is a good place and pace for her to start without being overwhelmed?
Well, there you go. Here we got the pro right here.
Well, I think
Lisa,
she just had a baby, and so I think for me, I never started out saying I want to be a secretary or I want to run an office or I never started out saying that.
You didn't say you wanted to be paint wife, huh?
I did not start, but I saw that my husband started a business and he was working a lot, and so I just kind of started helping him. So I think writing the estimates, things that I could start doing. I started doing the bills. I started, answering phone calls. I started scheduling. So I kind of just started taking little projects on that he was doing so he could paint. And then at some point, I think probably a year or two, I realized I have a job. I work. And then I thought, I should get paid. So, I think for her,
You get paid a salary, right? Mm-hmm. And where does your salary go?
Into her account.
A retirement account or something, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're pretty smart with what you do with the money.
Well, I try.
But you do a lot. Now you do. You kind of slowly moved into it, but now you do.
Well, no, I don't do a whole lot.
What do you mean?
What do you
do?
Okay, let me just so for B&K Painting, I started out.
You run this show.
Okay, but then the Idaho Painter, the same thing has happened. Now history has repeated itself, the family man, because I did the same thing with the Idaho Painter. He is really busy, and so I've started to try and help him with this business also. So I think for her,
So what are your title for the Idaho Painter? You're the business manager, marketing manager for the Idaho Painter, and for B&K Painting, you're the office manager and owner, vice president.
Yeah,
they're both corporations. We have two. They're both S corporations.
Yeah.
And the show don't run without you.
Well, it does.
Does not run
We're a
without
team.
you.
We're a team. But I think for her, I would just suggest, seeing areas, if you need help to call customers, just work her way into it slowly and just keep that balance so that you're not doing.
I think the way you started it out, I was painting out there. There was a point in time when I was painting by myself, and you would just go. I'd go get me this, get me that. And
I would go. I was the delivery girl.
You were the delivery girl.
I would bring paint.
And then I remember I started having you come towards the end of the job site to help clean up. So you would show up, the pole masking, clean up the job site. I remember that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you would do that, and then eventually you helped get on rollerblades and hang door hangers. You did that.
I think the big thing is to be flexible and to realize your wife, she's your helpmate and you need to help each other. And because what you're doing, being out working for your family, she can do her part. And so. And
then the next into that migration, you went from that, and then I used to do the QuickBooks. I did all the bookkeeping.
Yeah, you did.
And then I I turned that over
Carlos,
to
thank
you,
for being
and you
with us.
began doing the bookkeeping. Now you do all the bookkeeping, all the payroll, you do all the scheduling, you call all the customers, you make contact with all of them.
I try.
You do, yeah, and so you do all that, and you're delivering paint all the time, delivering this, delivering that.
Well, B&T Painting is asking, he doesn't have a wife, it's just him. How do I balance it all? And I think, maybe hire somebody, start part-time, and like for us, we've hired a lot of guys from college, and so that they're good seasonal work and good part-time work. And so, that's what I would recommend for B&T Painting, that, maybe hire somebody to come in and help you 1 or 2 days a week. And even for us, maybe it's best for you to, on Mondays do bids, or on Wednesdays pay your bills, and get that person trained to do that just those certain days, and then, go from there.
This is just my personal, preference. I've done it all from, working by myself to working with a lot of people, or having a lot of people work for me. I would never work for myself, I would never work by myself again. I would always have, somebody hired for me.
Yeah.
And I know when I started off with a partner and then he left, it was trying to find somebody to come help me, and you're so much more efficient, so much faster, just to eventually learn how to pay an employee and how to have somebody and work with them. I just think you got to learn, got to get to the point where you can have one employee and pay one employee, and that way you can get away from the job sites, go do bids and stuff while he's working and stuff like that. You're going to be more efficient and stuff, and just try to get to that point as fast as you can where you can have just one person, at least one person that and I wouldn't even say part-time, I would say one person full-time. It's going to be extremely beneficial to you. You're going to be so much more faster and efficient on exteriors and interior painting.
Lady Pemberton said, I'm in Atlanta and no one rents sprayers. Should I use rollers? I do not know how to use brushes. What should I use?
We got a lot of videos, helping you teach all that stuff, but it is kind of hard to find places that do rent them in some areas, because people they destroy those things so fast, and it's not worth it to rent them. And so there are really cheap ones you can just purchase your own, but still you got to come up. Really, to buy one, you shouldn't spend really any less than $900 on one, but they do have them way cheaper than that. But it's a lot harder to learn how to use a sprayer than it is to learn how to brush and roll. You really should learn how to brush and roll first as a painter, and then you'll advance into spraying and stuff. And but running a sprayer, an airless sprayer, there's a big learning curve to that. But like I say, when I started painting, right off the bat, I started with an airless sprayer in my hand, very first house. So it can be done, but you still have to have all the skills. You can't spray everything. There are some things that should and can be sprayed, but there are some things that blackout. Thing went to sleep. Got to move the mouse every now and then.
Gotta do that.
Or type.
I was falling asleep.
So we're using a combination of all our skills all the time on every job. So you really got to learn how to do all of them. There was that one question a while back that guy had, and we didn't get. He was about the sprayers, and I was going to answer it. And then hopefully John answered. He asked about what types of sprayers, I think, and hopefully if I didn't get to it, hopefully you can get back to it, because I was going to answer that.
So Spider
Family Man's got a super chat that.
Spider 2 Banana. I'm a plumbing contractor, and a friend is known as one of the best paint contractors around, and works with a lot of the same builders, and helps my good buddy build his home. It's been a total nightmare, but he's been complaining about seeing roll lap marks when it shines at 800 lumini LED in total darkness. A little ridiculous, yes.
But he's complaining about seeing, the roll lap marks. There's a lot of things that are going to be causing those lap marks, and some people are going to be more picky than others in certain lighting, and there's going to be certain textures that are going to show lap marks and stuff, and And so if they're complaining about roll lap marks, I don't know if it's on like a level 5 finish, you know, if you're rolling a level 5 finish, you're going to be stippling it and stuff. And you know, maybe, you know, you should be spraying a level 5 finish so you're not getting any roller marks, lap marks. But if there's roll mark, lap marks and stuff, that's where you really, professional painting and professional painting techniques really come into play. And you have to, depending on, if it was on like on a knockdown texture, orange peel texture, you probably never see it, but I don't know the finish. But if it's a level 5 finish, you got to lay it out and lay it out properly. So depending on the color, if it's a dark color, man, you want to, I mean, I always lay out from top to bottom, and that way, you know, you're hopefully eliminating all your roll lap marks. If you're not keeping a wet edge, you're going to be getting roll lap marks. So I don't know how you're applying it first. Are you applying it with a sprayer and then back rolling it, or are you putting it on with a roller? But here's something we just tested: the Graco pressure roller. Holy cow! Absolutely amazing. And you just, you don't have to dip your roller. And now we got a video using it and did a live show using it. But you've got to, in order to eliminate, you know, that kind of stuff. If he was complaining about it was my customer, I would go back, I would re-roll the wall, and I would lay it out, you know, properly. Make sure it's done properly. Make sure you're keeping a wet edge, overlapping 50%. It's sopping wet, moving down the line. Laid out from top to bottom using a super high quality nap. The nap that's appropriate for the texture on the wall. If it's a level 5 finish, you need to be using, you know, a really small pile nap and using a high quality nap. So
the family man said, I'll show her this, Amber, and we'll come to Idaho for a business class. So we would love to meet you, and email me, and I would love to talk to her. I'll email and we could coordinate a time.
We're going to be, our Paint Life Academy is coming soon. We're building. Where are we at in our building process?
We're very slow.
We're moving right along.
We're very slow, but we are very excited because we are, on Friday, we're meeting with the Department of Labor, and we're talking to them about, you know, our academy and getting the apprenticeship certification, which is a 3-year program that's nationwide. So it's super exciting stuff. And so, you know, we're taking baby steps. Ooh, what do we have?
We got something to open up. So you can keep talking if you need to talk.
I need to talk. Hi, Tab.
Hear you talk. Or just see your file. So we do this thing, the sticker giveaway and or sticker swap. Send us a sticker 2, and we'll send you 2 stickers back. Yeah. If you got it, and I can always see right now these are really cool stickers. And,
good. Where are they from?
These, I'll tell you. So they are from, and these guys are on Instagram. I follow them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's anybody that posts more on Instagram than these guys. Right here, Ryder Painting, and this is a brand new sticker that they came up with. Super rad sticker.
Let me see.
So yeah, here's right there their hat. So Ryder Painting, they sent me a hat, so I sent them a hat. Make painting great again. This is a super cool.
That's a great motto, because painting is a great trade, and painters do a great job.
Their company logo right there, and they sent me this hat, so I sent them a hat. You send me a hat, I'll send you a hat.
Yeah.
But they just made these stickers, and these are, and they have their, where I get my stickers made is Sticker Mule. Sticker Mule, hands down, best stickers there are, man. These things are scuff resistant. Put one on your phone, and you put your phone in your pocket, you know, like, you know, forever, and like that, and it never wears off. Kind of like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So
I just saw that Splash Painting. He's great news. He's moving back to his home state of Utah next month, so he'll be like our neighbor,
next door.
Yeah, so very cool.
Big time.
What's that?
So this would be called Emilio Perez. He's from Ryder Painting's from New Jersey or New York?
New York, I think. Let's see.
Ryder Painting.
Well, you ripped it. It's New York.
So if you need a painter and you're in the New York area, I've never worked with them, but I see them all the time in their work, and the guys do awesome work. So
you know they're working because we see their pictures.
Wow, that's
Oh, I think I remember somebody saying something about this.
This is now that. Look, check that out.
I think those are bullets too.
They are bullets. That's kind of cool.
South Jordan. So that's not too far from here.
So it's a necklace. And these are like the shoelaces. That's a necklace, and that's isn't it? That's like I can't remember where we saw it.
Yeah, where did
it's
we
like
hear
really,
this?
really cool. So check that out.
And like
we,
a bracelet.
We saw it somewhere.
Gosh.
But he had it hanging on something. That's super cool. These are like the shoelaces off of like Red Wings. One of those shoes. I used to have their shoes.
They're like recycled. They're like recycled. Yeah.
Something. That's super cool. That was.
Yeah.
Does it say he's left his address in there?
Yeah. So I have it, so I can mail them something and tell them thank you.
Yeah. Well, say his name again. Did he write his company or anything? Kind of cool.
Oh gosh.
Dig it.
Emilio Perez.
Dig it.
Emilio Perez.
He didn't put a business card or anything in there?
Nope. He just sent us that. So we'll have to send him something.
Send us something and we'll give your company a shout out. So let's see. I don't know, John. Let me make sure John hasn't fired me up.
Bullets from the Painting Dawn.
Bullets from the what?
Painting Dawn.
Painting Dawn? Where do you see that?
That's what Splash Painting said.
From the Painting Dawn?
I just remember, I don't know, we talked to different people.
Saw it somewhere.
Or talking to somebody about it, so
yeah.
Very cool. That's very nice. What is this?
More stickers. Cool. Elite Log Homes. Right there, Midwest.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
A shirt.
A shirt, so that's another thing. So let's not get this. Elite Log Homes. Check it out right here. So there's Elite Log Homes. Thank you very much.
Cheryl, no you don't.
Wow, that's a good quality shirt.
It's a green shirt.
I like it. The material's nice and soft. He used Next Level. That's a Next Level shirt. So kind of cool. So there's their shirt. Elite Log Homes.
Very cool.
So restoration,
we
repair,
like log homes. We have a log home.
We do. We got a log cabin.
Yep.
So if you send us a shirt, it's going to go right back up on the wall. So Elite Log Homes.
We got all kinds of information.
Yeah, kind of cool. So
okay, we'll read
any
about
more
it later.
questions? We were talking about
one more.
Our topic was painting while pregnant
and I mean I think with anything it's like it's not worth the risk. And so, if you have painting done, better be safe than sorry.
So, I mean, yeah. Let me talk a little bit about if you're pregnant and you're that type that just has got to get stuff done and you just need to work and you're going to use it or do it. Use Harmony is a good product or just use, not necessarily Harmony, but any paint that's no VOC and even odor free, but wear a respirator and make sure it's a charcoal respirator. So a charcoal respirator is going to be the best for you because the charcoal respirators filter out the volatile organic compounds. And then, if you're pregnant, you probably don't have a beard like John. So if you have a beard, you really are supposed to shave. That mask is supposed to be fit really well and stuff. So no facial hair and stuff. So the mask fits,
But they were talking about wearing gloves, long sleeve, long pants, good ventilation in the room.
Great point, because volatile organic compounds, if you get paint on the hands, it can absorb through your skin.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You rubbed some nasty stuff on my back the other night.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And within 5 minutes, I can taste it in my mouth. It tasted like garlicky. It's interesting, like literally stuff that, and I remember I used to use DMSO back in my powerlifting days for all my wounds and battle wounds and stuff. And you would rub the DMSO on, which DMSO is actually a solvent, I found out. So I'm like rubbing this solvent on my skin.
But it absorbs to...
But Brett Favre was the one that promoted this stuff and made it big. And so I'd rub it on my skin and I can taste garlic in my mouth. And the stuff that you put on me it was like DMSO. Maybe it was.
What is this?
So we got something.
This is some little handy thing. This
the
is
Chroma painting system.
The Chroma painting system.
I remember seeing that.
It's a 9-point kit, and this is the sample prototype.
It's a prototype.
Yep. So the final product will run. We'll have upgrades, tooling. Yeah. So this is.
I thought it was really interesting because it's a tray, and the tray has a handle. So, picking up your tray like this, and you're walking through the house, and you go trip or something like that, and you're holding it on the edges. And just the other day on Friday, I was watching one of my guys walk through a bedroom, and he was on a drop cloth, but if he tripped and went off the drop, I was like, oh my gosh, hopefully he doesn't drop that thing. This thing, it has a handle that is centered over the middle, which is kind of interesting, and it's out of the way of the roller. And then this roller, it adjusts for a 4-inch to a 9-inch, so you don't even need a different roller. So you don't need a 4-inch roller, you don't need a 9-inch roller if you got 2.5. It's kind of interesting.
So we'll be trying it out, and we'll be letting them know what we think.
We'll give her a test. The Chroma
that's for them.
cleaning system. So kind of interesting.
Yep. Those are all the goodies for the day.
That's all the goodies for the day?
You know, when the information that I read...
You're a goodie for the day sometimes.
The information that I read about being pregnant and painting is that once it's dry, you're okay. Like once the fumes are gone and once the room's all ventilated, you're completely
once
fine.
It's dried and cured, it's fine. So, but here's the thing. I mean, when's it dried and cured? I mean, so some paints dry and cure in some paints dry in an hour. Some paints, but like Snap Dry, it dries in an hour. But at what point in time does it quit releasing VOCs? Because it ain't quit releasing them in no hour. There's no way. I mean, because the paints are drying and curing and bonding over time. And it's like some of super paint, from what I spoke to with some of the higher up people at Sherwin-Williams, it takes like 30 days for super paint to cure. Here's one thing you don't want to do, and this is highly not recommended, is take exterior paint and paint with exterior paints on the inside of your house.
Don't do that.
Very bad. There's all kinds of chemicals in exterior paints. And
thanks for being with us.
And I have to say, I've done that a bunch on my own house.
Okay.
Because we have extra paints, and I'm just like, and I did it, and just like, you're pretty soon after a while, you're like getting a headache, and you're going, man, and this stuff is nasty. And so you realize it's made for outside, and they put a lot more chemicals in it, so it resists the sun, UV rays, for mildew, so it doesn't get mildew growth. There's all kinds of things they'll put in exterior paints that they don't put in interior paints, because all those VOCs flashing off the paint inside this enclosed room right here are now making this air completely contaminated. So you have to think about that stuff, if you're pregnant. So
Hawks and Trails asked, how do we protect the pregnant homeowner as a contractor?
So very good question. I mean, what's our responsibility? So if we know, if I know that the lady's pregnant, and she's due or has a newborn and infant, it should be some of my responsibility to ask her about her concerns. And when we bid with Cashmere, which is a low VOC paint. But you could talk to the customer and say, hey, I see you're pregnant or you got a newborn infant. Would you be willing to spend the added cost to put Harmony on your walls, or from whatever paint company, low or no VOC paint? And then knowing that also, while we're painting, just keep the windows cracked open, ventilation right before you're done. Open all the windows, and then turn on like the fan, so it ventilates everything out, cleans the air, and then just tell them, hey, just as the paint's cure for the next couple of days, just open your windows, let your house ventilate. But the thing is you don't know. At what point in time is there no? If you're using a VOC paint, is there no VOCs in the air? There's no magic wand that I could walk around and go, oh, no VOCs now. I don't have that magic wand. I'm sure that magic wand is out there, and maybe Andrew Slovacek would know. Or Molecule Mike would probably know. We'll give 2 of these away. So, but that's some of these questions that we don't have answers for. We don't have answers because it's a question that was posed to us just recently, and so John and I are going to be researching it and trying to come up with answers, and we're going to do a blog on it and stuff, and so kind of cool. So a video blog. So
right now we're going to give away 2 stickers.
So
to this number.
And so that's so here we go. The first person to guess the number be that paint wife just wrote down here. Send it to John. Don't let people see your screen. The first 2 people to guess are going to get a sticker. So So just some of that, questioning, the customer, but then are you just opening this can of worms with the customer?
I mean, unlike the information, it's like it's always better to be safe than sorry,
Yep.
and they're not putting pregnant people in rooms where that could possibly cause a miscarriage and birth defects. They know that the older paint that has lead in it could cause those things, and they know that the solvents and the different chemicals that are in paint, you don't want to sit there and put a woman in there
Right.
and to breathe them. And so, they said if you're going to have house painting, hire a professional. But if you really need to do it yourself, wear gloves, wear long pants. Don't eat in the room that you're painting and have it ventilated, and in a day or two, you're completely fine. But, it's just something that it's better to be safe than sorry.
The number is your age.
No. It's not my age.
It's how young you look.
It's 1 through 50. Actually, this is young.
How young you look.
My oldest is older than this number. Oh, I just gave a big hint.
Really?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, a lot of people don't even know how old your oldest is. Here we already got 2 winners. Brian Wagner is a winner. And Island Pro Painting.
Yay.
So there you go, 2 winners. Congratulations, Brian Wagner and Island Pro.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, and thank you guys for being with us. I think we're about ready to wrap.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is it a wrap?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a few more minutes.
Does anybody else have any questions that they want to ask Chris?
Or Paint Wife.
Or Paint Wife.
Paint Wife, the amazing co-host.
Well, I don't know about that, but we are going to be making a video tonight because we are home improvement.
Oh, what happened? What happened to us? We had a disaster, and I mean, life doesn't always go the way it's supposed to go.
Yep. My dishwasher broke a week ago.
And what's happening to all the dishes?
It's bad. It's bad. Your house can turn into a tornado in just a matter of days.
When you're
I love my dishwasher.
Busy trying to make videos and run this whole Paint Life thing, it's not easy to get to the dishwasher. And I've tried to get to it twice, and it's the craziest thing because I was going to start making the video today, and I buy this expensive dishwasher.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking, really, it's a dishwasher. You have an electrical a line coming in, you got a water line coming in, and a drain line coming in. I pulled it out, unconnected it, and then toss that thing outside, get the new one, open it up. I'm going to just slide in there, make the 3 connections again.
Makes sense.
And of course, the dumb dishwasher doesn't come with the connections. And yet it doesn't say anywhere on the box that, hey, you might need this kind of stuff.
Well, and the store didn't, they said, they sold us a little extra thing saying you need that.
And the extra thing the extra thing is not even the things you need. It's the craziest thing.
So we're going to learn by doing, and so hopefully we'll see a video real soon of him installing dishwasher, because if you see that video, I'm really having a happy time because I have a dishwasher.
Yep, and you have clean dishes.
I have clean dishes. But I saw that Aftab had a question about his wife, so I definitely, email if you have a question.
XC Painter, Chris, and John Koch, did you see my spraying time lapse in the 40-foot tall? I actually did. XC Painter, he had a time lapse video doing this huge tall house, and it was pretty cool. I liked it. It was very impressive. He must work by himself.
Nobody rents sprays, and Alana, where can I get one?
What was that?
I would say, Lady Pemberton, you can buy stuff like on Craigslist. I mean, I know you can buy stuff used. You could go to the paint store and see if anybody, people get rid of equipment. I know family members getting rid of stuff. So, I would look used.
eBay's, I bought stuff on eBay and stuff like that, but Home Depot sells, a very inexpensive Graco sprayer, like a little, I think they call them like an X7 or something like that. They sell inexpensive ones, but, spraying versus rolling, there sometimes, the walls, like a level 5 finish should be sprayed if you want them completely smooth. But there's sometimes on interior repaints, we always roll our walls. I would never spray the walls because the walls always look better. I'm rolling them. And so, if you're, it's just, once again, it's part of your arsenal. I think rolling your walls is always going to give you a better looking and a better quality finish. Spraying is for speed and faster. Spraying, if you got a back roll, spraying, you're going to get it like on an interior repaint. If you got a back roll your walls, spraying is going to get it on faster. But on interiors where people live in them, you're putting a lot of dust in the air and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things. I mean, I would start off your business rolling your walls. I remember when I started off in the very beginning with airless sprayers, I would spray one room, and I look back at them just like, this is the craziest thing. I mean, I should have never. I mean, I would roll the room for that.
I'm looking at your hat, and I wish we just saw pictures of his hat at the Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, Paint Tech Academy.
Check it out on Instagram.
They were Paint Tech. They were in France checking out, I think, a paint distributor or
something like that,
factory. So anyways, it looked like they had a great time. So hope you guys are all back safely to England. And I looked at that Paint Life hat and I said, you know what, that's what it's all about, the community we're building globally. You know, we want to be
Who is
a
Paint
resource.
Tech Academy?
Who is Paint Tech Academy? Well, guess what, you guys, it's so easy to find because I found it on Facebook, Instagram, website.
So they're Paint
spraying.
Tech Academy. They teach spraying over in the UK. They're all over spread. They're growing all over the place.
Yeah.
Ireland, Isle of Man,
Scotland,
France. They're moving all over the place, and we went and visited them.
And we want to partner with them.
Yep, and we want to partner with them, and so that's the plans why we're in part of our building. And so they have some of our Paint Life gear, and they're sporting it around these other countries and taking pictures. It's kind of cool. So those people are awesome. And let's see, B&T painting. I am charging 107 B&T painting. That's kind of I like the name. Okay. So I am charging $175 for walls. Whoops, only one color for my startup to get emails, and I've gotten a lot of enthusiasm over this. How do I transition into full price? I mean, it's a good question. I started off way less than that. I started off doing a room for $75.
But now you would lose money because just buying the paint and the products
but
is more
I
than
started off and I was not making money to gather emails, to gather email addresses to create my email list. But eventually, I mean, you just got to. I mean, I slowly transitioned into from 75 to 100 to 100, and it's just like this slow transition. To making money and making more money now.
Well, and providing a good service and giving them good products. But yeah, it's a gradual. It's supply and demand. I mean, it really is. It's if you're not getting any work, you need to lower your prices to get work because you need to get out there. But if you have a lot of work, then you can raise.
If you're booked for 5 months, then you're charging too little.
Yeah.
You've got to increase your price, and like you said, it's that supply and demand thing. So, I mean, your pocketbook is going to tell you, when you need to stop doing it for 175, and because you're not being able to pay your bills or you're not where you want as a painter. I mean, I want to be making this kind of money, and you got to answer that to yourself, and then increase your prices accordingly. And you'll increase them, and then you're gonna get less work, and then all of a sudden when you're not booked for if I'm not booked for a couple weeks, I'm gonna drop my prices down, and so you're gonna go up and down and up. I mean, ours is like it's been like this steady climb.
Yeah.
So, but it's up and down.
Yeah. If you're not booked, you need to get work. So.
Well, what we charged last year for exteriors, I mean, we're gonna lower it until we get towards the end of the season. We're gonna lower it until we get some booked, and then as we get some booked, we're gonna start raising it again.
Yeah, so it is. It's supply and demand. But anyways, thank you guys so much for being with us.
Sounds like you are out of here.
Well, we're over a minute.
You're out of here.
We're over an hour.
Holy cow! Charge them. Who are we gonna bill for that extra minute? You are out of here. You got things to do.
I got a kitchen. I got to find the counter, and hopefully you guys, hopefully you'll see that video soon, because that means I have a dishwasher working.
What I need is a Mac expert, because this has been an absolute disaster. I got a Mac laptop sitting right here. I got a monitor right there, a monitor right there, a monitor right here, a PC right here, a laptop or a keyboard here, a mouse here, and I mean, it's absolutely insane. And the Mac
paintbrush over there.
And the Mac has not worked for me. This $3,000 laptop for video editing has been absolutely a disaster.
But if you learn, then you'll probably share what you've learned. because we want to help others.
Don't try to use Premiere Pro on a Mac with multiple monitors. Yeah. You will be disappointed.
Thank you, Kenny, for being with us, and Ryan.
And it's hard trying to step my game
the
up.
handyman.
But the Mac people, the Apple store has been absolutely amazing, and they're changing it all out for me.
Pete, the handyman, said, is it better buy paint from a paint store like Sherwin-Williams or buy from a big box store like Home Depot and Lowe's? We do not buy from box stores.
I mean, that's a good question. So what happens, the big box stores we've tried, they will not cater to you. They're not going to be able to deliver paint to you. They don't give you any type of pricing. The prices, I went in there and said, okay, this is what I pay for paper and tape and caulking. Can you beat those prices? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so why did you guys call me in here and ask me? And this is the same with paint. They're not going to beat prices that if you go into your local Sherwin-Williams, a local paint store, say I'm a painter, give me some good pricing and make this beneficial to me. There's just a lot more that the local paint stores are going to do for you than the big box stores. The big box stores are there to cater to do-it-yourselfers, and they do have like a pro that works. I mean, I worked at Home Depot for 2 years in the paint department, so I have a little bit of experience with this. And when I started my paint company, I wouldn't go in there and buy paint. I mean, it's just they're not there to.
But we have heard. Oh my goodness! After it is way past your bedtime, and it's past our dinner time, so we're gonna be headed out. But we'll be back next week.
I have to figure out how to turn this thing off because I got all these monitors.
So stop streaming.
I get what mouse? I got to find what mouse.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Okay, I got the mouse.
Thank you. B&T painting and normal everyday life.
Buy us some time while we figure this out.
We'll just keep on going.
Holy cow, we're at 4 minutes and 49 seconds over.
Oh, wow,
who are we gonna
4
bill?
minutes over.
We'll bill it to Journeyman John. Here we go. We'll
Thank
see you on our
Zach
next video.
and John, for being with us. Our awesome part of our team.